breaking news. Mexico's president says 2 out of 4 Americans apparently kidnapped in Mexico have been found dead, but the other 2 have been found alive. Disturbing video appears to show the group being violently taken at gunpoint just across the Texas border in Matamoros, Mexico. One person is led to the back of a pickup truck by heavily armed men in body armor. Another person is then pulled onto the truck bed. ABC News has not independently verified this video. Matt Rivers joins me live now from Mexico City with the very latest. Now, Matt, what do we know right now about these kidnapped Americans that were found?
Yeah, this is some tragic development that we heard just really within the last hour or so from the governor, from the Mexican president. It was during his morning press conference, which he gives every morning, that he actually took a phone call live, that he took the telephone, put it on speakerphone, put it near his own microphone. He took a phone call live from the governor of Tamaulipas state, which is where Matamoros is located. And the governor actually updated reporters live on that phone call, saying that 2 of the 4 Americans who were kidnapped have since been found dead. 2 others were found alive, one of whom we're told are injured at this point. In terms of the identities of who was killed, who was found alive, of the 4 people that we know were kidnapped in the first place, they didn't provide any updates on that. We know also from the Mexican president that 1 person so far has been detained by Mexican authorities in conjunction with this crime. That's basically the latest that we have right now. Just to remind our viewers, it was back on Sunday afternoon the FBI first put out this public alert saying that these 4 Americans had traveled to Mexico. They were shortly thereafter involved in a gunfight. They were not firing guns. They were fired upon and then ultimately kidnapped. And this is the latest information that we have, a tragic development here in Mexico.
A tragic development indeed. But can you tell us more about those 2 other Americans that were found alive? What does the process of bringing them home look like?
Yeah, so what we were told by Mexican authorities this morning is that they are going to be given medical treatment. So the words that they used were medical transport and medical treatment. Presumably, as we know, the FBI, the State Department, has been heavily involved in this case, coordinating with their Mexican counterparts since this case really began on Friday afternoon. And so once they receive the medical attention that they need, once they are deemed healthy enough to travel back to the United States, U.S. authorities will certainly facilitate that as soon as possible. And then you have to wonder how U.S. authorities might be involved in an eventual criminal prosecution in all of this. Will they ask for any eventual detainees, any people arrested, to be extradited to the United States because this was a crime against Americans? Those are questions for further down the road. But for now, those 2 people being treated after what has been a horrific ordeal for them. Again, we don't know the identities of who was injured and who was killed. We assume that we're going to get that information in about a half an hour from now, when the governor of the state of Tamaulipas and various security agencies in northern Mexico are expected to brief the press with an update.
A lot more questions still remain. Matt Rivers in Mexico City, thank you.
See, this is the problem that we face each and every day. One thing about the United States, which I do love about, is the simple fact that they went and tried their hardest to go get the people. Now, 2 people are dead. Out of the 2 people that were dead, 2 of them was black people. One was a lady and one was a gentleman. The sad part is, they was going, supposedly, allegedly, according to the rumors, that the black girl was going there to get surgery done to her body. But this is why I say it's very important when every time you are out of town to make sure you vet the area that you're gonna be staying in. Sometimes people like to have the whole culture experience, but sometimes that same whole culture experience could be your downfall. So I think it's very important that if you do travel, be very, very careful. But shout out to the United States, because it show you that it kind of show you the power of the state, that you have the United States name, being a United States citizen, show you that when you're in danger, the United States have the power to go get you wherever you're at. So shout out to the Biden administration. I'm not gonna lie, even though I have mixed emotion about the Biden administration, but shout out to them because they was very proactive to try to get their people home.
Yeah, for me, I do have the names. The names of all 4 of them. Eric Williams, Shardee Woodward, I believe. And then the woman was Latavius McGee. And then the other gentleman was Zadell Brown. And all 4 of them was Black Americans. People, you got to be very, very careful, Ronnie said, of going to these countries. Remember, I think like a month or 2 ago, the FBI was telling people for Mexico, like, be very, very cautious because, it's high in, cartel and people are, kidnapping and everything. Not just in Mexico, it's also in Central America and South America. And remember, there's no, the FBI's tell you be cautious when you go to other countries like Ukraine and Russia because they're going to war right now. So I want to say, yeah, like good job to the Biden administration and people. Just be very, very wary to where you go and make sure you do your research, your details, and everything. Because Mexico and certain parts of Mexico is very, very dangerous right now because they are looking at Americans. They will kidnap you and ask for ransom. And also in certain areas of Mexico's, the cartels are very, very high. So they just be very, very careful, very, very cautious. You know, sorry to hear this from for the from the people that passed. My hearts go out to the families and friends. Just be very, very careful. That's my take.
Now, brothers, my heart goes out to these people. It does, but there's a more telling situation. A lot of people should know that Shatara, or the young lady, went out there for a medical procedure. What was the medical procedure? And the people who came with there just came to support. You know what I mean? And then this happened. I've been told niggas that Mexico was a no-fly zone. I've been told niggas that. If you ain't going to no resort, you shouldn't be going over there. Not no small towns. Haiti's a no-fly zone. Jamaica's a no-fly zone. If you ain't going to no resort. And shit, that's where my mama's from, and I ain't scared to say it. It's a no-fly zone. They out there killing people. It's not safe. They kidnapping people. So just understand, when you a melanated person, you a target. But now in Mexico, it doesn't matter who it is. It's up. If you don't know what that ghetto term means, go learn it. It's up for anybody. So I feel sorry for these people, but we need to be wise. Why you ain't going to Mexico City? Why you not going to the populous place where there's a little bit more safety? Cancun, Cabo, these places where it's a little bit. Y'all go to a small town outside of Brownville, Texas. I said that so I know what I'm talking about. So you just got to be a little bit more careful, man. And I'm saying it can happen anywhere. It can happen me going to over town here, but just got to be more careful. That's my take.
This is why it's very important to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And also, guys, remember, go to the community tab, because we have some good things in the community tab. Hakeem just wrote a book, Black Love. Remember, it's a strategy for Black love marriage. I love that. And not only that, but the KI Culture Radio t-shirt. Go ahead and purchase your t-shirt, man. If you really rock with us, get your t-shirts, man, because we're really trying to build a platform. And not only that, but we're really trying to get a studio so we can have people come in. So we have an interaction interview. And not only that, we're trying to bring our homeboy Jordan back into town. So help us out here. Help us out here. And like always, thank you for tuning in to KI Culture Radio. We over and out.
Peace.
Peace.